let's get down to business.
You hear it there. Let's get down to business. Welcome back to GMA3. Our next guest is a true gridiron legend. He's a two-time Super Bowl champion, three-time Pro Bowler, and a leader both on and off the field for social justice.
That all means he's the man right there. And he's sharing the highs and the lows from his amazing career and his philanthropic efforts in his new memoir, What Winners Won't Tell You, Lessons from a Legendary Defender. Please welcome NFL veteran Malcolm Jenkins to the studio. And he's clean as ever, as always.
Look at this outfit.
Yeah, good to see you, brother. First, congratulations on your book. But before we get to the book, you had a stellar career, 13 years in the NFL. What was your greatest lesson that you walked away with?
My greatest lesson, really, and I talk about it in the book, is when I finally decided that I had everything I needed inside of me. You know, we are in a society where we compare a lot. And I used to look at great players and want to be like them, but quite frankly, I wasn't built like them. And I had to start to look at my own, attributes, figure out my own avatar and how to play from that, and once I did that, my career changed, my life changed. You start to realize that the solution to every problem in your life usually is you. Once you figure that out and own that, things change.
That is really applicable to any facet of life. Yeah. It's so important to just be yourself. So you had these 13 years of your career. Why did you decide now is the time to tell your story? And also, why was it so important for you to pen this book? You didn't have a ghostwriter.
Yeah, it started while I was still playing. I was in the latter parts of it, and I just knew the end was coming, and I wanted to contextualize that. As athletes, people write about you all the time, but we don't get to talk and tell our own stories. And I have two daughters that I wanted to make sure they knew my story from me. And so we started that journey. I had a couple writers and the voice just didn't come through. So I ended up penning it myself from cover to cover. And I think, it became a more authentic story. You definitely see the vantage point. And it's not just for, the sports fanatics, but anybody who's an avid reader, who's going through life, whether it's mental health challenges, leadership, community building. All of those things are in this book.
And you say you loved writing about your career highs, rather. Let's talk about those painful memories there. What was it, chapter 11 that you said was the shortest chapter, but one of the toughest to write? Yeah,
chapter 11, the title is 1/11th, and I'm struggling with the identity of my role. In a football field, you have 11 guys and you have one job. Those jobs are not created equal. The quarterback has a bunch of pressure on them that's different than the receivers and offensive linemen, but everybody is important. And so I'm looking at what's my role in family, what's my role in the community, as a father, now being a single father, going through a divorce and then trying to figure out what that role is. All of us are trying to define that. And that was very tough for me to do, but once I found what my purpose and role was, I stay in that lane.
But what was the most challenging part during that mental health journey there?
Oh, it's, anxiety for me. When you're a leader in these things, I've learned to compartmentalize all of the stress and things like that. But as the scale and scope gets bigger, the bandwidth doesn't. And eventually you have cracks. And I found myself at a place where I was contemplating suicide and had to do something that I don't do often, that's ask for help. And when I did that, it allowed me to create an environment for myself, to have the bandwidth to be the leader for my family, to be the leader for my community, and make sure that I took care of me first to be this for all these other people.
People see you as the hero on the field, but it's so often we may forget that you're under tremendous pressure, both on and off the gridiron. And you've said, which is so interesting, football is what you love, but not what you're meant to do. So what do you believe you're actually meant to do?
I believe I'm a bridge builder. I feel like my greatest strength is my curiosity. I'm always trying to learn. I'm always trying to explore new things. And what I learn, I teach.
I want to go back to something that you said, especially when it comes to asking for help. Why do you think men struggle to ask for help?
Such a good question.
I think, we're, especially, in football, you're an alpha male, you think that you got it. And my whole life, I've proven to myself that no matter the odds, it's less than a 1% chance that I'll make it to the NFL. But I've proven to myself that I can do it. But once you start trying to accomplish things that are bigger than you, then you need help. You realize that you need collaboration to accomplish things bigger than yourself.
13 years, how does it feel to be retired? What are you doing with yourself, other than writing a book?
It feels amazing, yeah. I spent a lot of time, doing that. I spend a lot of time with my daughters now, just learning, understanding things. I'm traveling, collecting art, hanging out with artists, just really enjoying the learning about storytelling. The way I wrote the book, I wanted it to be a visual experience, to almost feel like a short series. And so that came from my time just hanging out with artists, seeing how they tell stories through their paintings or through their sculptures, how they layer in all of these details. I try to do that with every part of this book.
You're making us all proud, including your daughters. Malcolm.
Thank
you, and the best of luck to you as well. And Malcolm's book, What Winners Won't Tell You, Lessons from a Legendary Defender, is available tomorrow everywhere that books are sold. So go out and support this brother. Thank you.
Truly phenomenal.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.